CEO Shon-Jhon. Welcome to the channel. Uh, if you are new to the channel, go ahead, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up, and tell somebody else about the channel if you don't mind. And if you are back, that means I'm giving you good content. And today I got a special treat for you, so let's make sure we're good. If you are watching on your phone, like I know most of you are, then you are going to love this video. By the way, for all the new students who have enrolled, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for trusting me and allowing me to teach you what I know about starting a middleman business from your phone and not having to leave your house, not having to go to work, not having to punch a clock. To me, that's freedom. I don't always think about being a millionaire, being a billionaire, stuff like that. I think about freedom. I think about what's it going to cost for me to get my time back so I can live my life doing the things I want to do and not always having to do the things that other people want me to do because they may pay me to do it, right? Like on a job. You can't do what you want to do from 9 to 5, typically on a Monday through Friday. Why? Because your job owns your time. They bought it from you. You agreed to sell it for a salary. And now they own you. Not you, but they own your time. I guess they do own you. And I've done that for many, many years, job after job, just a struggle life. And that's why I teach you as much as I can that even though I'm not against jobs, there's nothing wrong with having a job. Job is actually a good thing if you have nothing else. But the danger of the job is that's your only source of income. And so now your job has over leveraged your life, right? So if you feel like your job has over leveraged your life, drop a one in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, because I know what I'm talking about. When you have a job and your whole entire life is built around that job, that paycheck, meaning that your paycheck covers your car, your lights, your gas, your food, your cable, your house. It covers everything. And if anything happens, it disrupts everybody who lives there, it disrupts everybody's life. And that's not a pretty picture. So my advice to you is always, as often as you can, try to get an alternative source of income. Because one day, in spite of what they tell you, whether you believe it or not, they're going to fire you. They're going to lay you off. They're going to send you home without pay. They're going to furlough you, right? Which is the new way of firing now. Or you guys call it quiet quitting. Soon there's going to be quiet firing. And I just want you to know that your job is never 100% secure. So people always talk about safe, secure jobs. Listen, there's no such thing. No one's working 30 years on a job anymore. It's just not happening. People are bouncing around looking for more pay. There's no loyalty by the employer or the employee. Nobody's loyal. Everybody's looking to get a win, right? And so with that being said and with that being understood, my advice to you is to put yourself in a position where you can have success and you don't necessarily always have to depend on your job. So again, for all the students who just enrolled recently in the course, hey, thank you. I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to connect with you. What I'm doing right now is for everybody who's in the course, I want to reach out and have some one-on-one coaching with you. I know that in the future, once we get really, really busy and I get a lot of students in the course, I'm not going to be able to do that. And so, but as a bonus now, I give that to you where you will spend time with me. I will help you with your business and we're going to walk all the way through it until you start having success. But that's my commitment to you. All I ask is that you give me 6 hours or a little more to study the course, and you make a couple of decisions as we go. You choose your industry, business name, stuff like that. And then I'll be there to walk you through the setting up of your business, excuse me, and getting all that going. So if you don't know me, I'm Shon-Jhon, AKA the Middleman CEO. Welcome to the channel. Let's get into it. I know it's a busy Monday. I know you guys are back at work. Some of you are already in the middle of the struggle. Some of you are already ready to jump into the course because you're like, please teach me how to quit this job, how to make money without having to be here every day. And so that's what I'm here to do. I don't promise that you'll be a millionaire. I don't promise any of that. All I want to do is help you make enough money so you can fire your boss, fire your job, and have your freedom. Life's about time. I don't know if you know, it's not so much about money, it's about time. But unfortunately, we need the money to get the time back. So if your job is paying you $5,000 a month, then that means you can't quit that job unless you're making $5,000 a month on your business so that then you can replace that income, right? So again, I'm not against jobs. I've held jobs until I started making money, until my middleman business started growing. And then as soon as that happened, I was out of there. So, but today we're going to talk about a company that I know a lot of you guys are familiar with. You probably hadn't done a lot of homework or research on, and why would you? But I'm kind of nerdy, so I like to know how these companies grow, how they have success, especially a company like Amazon, because the reason I love Amazon is because whether you know it or not, or whether you understand it or not, Amazon, yes, the brilliant Jeff Bezos, is a middleman company. All right, so let's get into it. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Let somebody else know this channel is here. Let somebody know we're on live. Please share the feed. And if you don't mind, if you have any questions or feedback or comments, put it down in the comment box and I'll try to get to it before this wraps up. As I always say, look, I'm not going to be on here long. I respect your time. There are things I have to do. I know there are things you have to do. And I just want to help you guys as much as I can, as quickly as possible. So let's talk about the company, because you don't always have to take my word for it. In fact, I don't encourage you to. I want you to do your own research so that you can understand that what I'm telling you is legit. So let's talk about a company. This company we're going to talk about today is called Amazon, right? And Amazon's a beautiful, beautiful company worth billions of dollars, probably be one of the first $1 trillion companies in the world. And so Amazon started by a guy named Jeff Bezos. Now, Jeff Bezos was working on Wall Street in New York, right? And so Jeff Bezos decided that, hey, I'm going to give this up, buy into my vision, buy into my dream, take a leap of faith, move. He and his wife, I think it was his wife, and they moved out, the family moved from New York to Seattle to start Amazon. Now, if you've seen the earlier pictures of Amazon, it does not look good. It looked like he's just sitting in the office and somebody made him a banner just out of the kindness of their hearts, and it says Amazon, and the dude was locked in, right? And so what I love about Amazon is Amazon has a middleman blueprint, a middleman system, right? And that's why I love the middleman business model, because it takes out the hard work. Listen, I'm not against working hard, but I just want to let you in on a little secret that you might not know, that I know, that you might not know. And that is this: you're going to have a very hard, almost impossible time getting rich or getting wealthy working hard. The rich and the wealthy don't work hard, right? And if you don't want to be rich, you don't want to be a millionaire, that's fine. If you want to make 100 grand a year, that's fine. But listen, those who are the wealthiest in this world, in this country, they're not the ones doing all the work, right? And so that opened my mindset to like, wait a minute, are you telling me to hit my goal of being a millionaire, making $1 million a year so that I can live the best life I can possibly live and my family, and pass down money generationally when I'm gone, have the type of money that'll outlive me? All right, so how do I go about doing this, right? And so I'm looking at the company, and I'm looking at Jeff Bezos. Number one, commit to what he wanted to do. That's the first thing he did. First thing Jeff Bezos did is he committed, right? He committed to his vision. That's the first thing he did. This guy said, hey, I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to give up some things, and I'm going to commit to my vision. Now, at the time, the internet was just starting to come into play, right? And it's probably like the early to mid 90s. The internet was just starting to be a thing. And so no one was taking advantage of it. And this guy felt like he could get ahead of the curve, ahead of the wave, right? Get out in front, create a business that the internet could help advance, right? And so nobody thought this could work. Nobody was taking him seriously. People thought he was nuts or crazy. Is that happening to you? It's happening to me. People thought he was nuts or crazy that he wanted to follow, quit his job and go follow his vision, right? And so he went out there, he spent time, he grew the vision, and eventually Amazon became a business worth millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? And then the IPO made more. But what I want you to know about Amazon is that a couple things. Number one, Amazon was started by one person, right? So in spite of what you see today, one person had a vision, one person had an idea, one person had confidence and moved in that direction, committed to that vision, locked in and got it done. Is that you? Or you're the one person in your family or friend circle who's locked in, who's committed to doing something different? Or you're the one person who's being ridiculed because you know that your future and your freedom and your financial freedom is outside of your job, right? While everybody else is telling you, hey, no, stay in there, hang in there, you'll get promoted, you'll get somebody else's position, you'll have a better parking space. But you know in your heart of hearts that for you, that's not fulfillment, not for you. You got more important things to do. You got better things to do. You've been put in this world for a purpose, and you know that you've got somewhere to go, right? And you might not even know the direction today, but you know where you are in life today is not where you're supposed to be. I felt that way. I even feel that way today that, hey, I'm still behind schedule. I should be so much further ahead of where I am today. If this is making sense to you, drop the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. And so Jeff Bezos goes out and he creates this company called Amazon that now you see this worth billions and millions of dollars. But it wasn't always that way. In fact, Amazon was a struggle in the beginning, right? And so Jeff Bezos jumps out and then he figures this thing out, right? He figures out because initially he wanted to do just books online, which I don't know if it would have worked or not, but it wouldn't have worked to the tune of what Amazon is today. And so I live here in Dallas and there are Amazon warehouses everywhere, almost on every block, right? There's an Amazon warehouse because they're doing shipping. So here's what Jeff Bezos figured out. Jeff Bezos figured out that they're out there somewhere in the world, and we'll just use America, somewhere in America, that there are a bunch of customers. And these customers all need their items shipped and delivered. Now, Jeff Bezos, in order for this company to be successful, there's no way he could get into a truck. So Jeff Bezos can't go out, get into an Amazon delivery truck and deliver all these items. It's impossible. There's no way his business is going to work. That's a bad business model if he's got to go out and do the work. So every time someone places an order, Jeff Bezos has to jump in the truck and drive. So he's got to drive from Seattle. He lives in Miami now, but he's got to drive from Seattle to Jacksonville, Florida, just to drop off a little kid's dollhouse. Right. It's not going to work. That's foolish, right? So there's no way he can get in this truck and go everywhere and do all the work. So Jeff Bezos figured out really, really quickly, I can't do all this work in order to make this business successful, right? So, but he knew that he needed customers, but he knew he could not do the work. He couldn't do all the work. Otherwise, he'd burn out. And so this was a bad business model. So Jeff Bezos doing the work could not work, right? And so he had to figure out, if you're not going to do all the work, then you got to have a blueprint of how to get the work done without necessarily being the person who has to do all the work. So the reason a lot of us struggle financially is because we do all the work. The reason a lot of us don't have the bank accounts that we know we should have is because we do all the work. The reason we don't get to enjoy life on our terms, and this ought to make you upset, that you don't get to enjoy life on your terms, is because we do all the work, right? We do all the work, right? And now that we're the ones doing all the work, then the ones that are levels above us, They get all the freedom. Somebody wrote Zoom in the comment. Let's see. By the way, if you have a question or comment, drop it. And yeah, so is that G Diggity? Yeah, by the way, guys, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. If you like the content you're hearing, the only way I know is you smash that thumbs up. And if you have a question or comment, drop it in the chat box so that I can get it while I'm on here, because I'm not going to be on here very long. But I do want to give you as much value as I can. I want to give you some gold, as much gold as I can while I'm on here. So hopefully it'll bless you and change your life. And we do have a Zoom live training that's coming up. And so somebody commented, but I'll make sure you get the Zoom link, and we'll post it. I don't know. Let's see. Somebody said, "Are you doing a training?" Yeah, we're actually doing the training for the Zoom. It's going to be this Thursday, which I believe is the 22nd, I want to say. So it's going to be Thursday night. It's going to be 7 o'clock. It takes about an hour. I don't take a lot of your time because I know you guys are busy. So I try to go through it pretty quickly, lay it all out to you, make it very, very simple and easy, so that we all can understand it, get it, and implement it. And so we're going to be doing it. This is videos live, so I don't really know how to type the Zoom link into it. And so, but I will be doing a Zoom. And if you guys want to get an invite to that free Zoom training, just simply write Zoom in the comments, and you can write it on one of the older videos, like the ones I did yesterday or whenever, or you could write it here, or just wait until this video ends, and then we'll get it to you. But just let me know. Can it be live or can it be recorded? I tried to do that last time, G Diggity, and I had some trouble, so I can't guarantee it. For some reason, the Zoom didn't pick it up and allow me to record it. So I don't know. We'll have to see what we can do about it going forward. But it is powerful, it is impactful, and it will change your life. So here we go. The blueprint. So Jeff Bezos had to figure out a blueprint, so he didn't have to do all the work. And so remember, the people who are doing all the hard work, those are the ones who, like I've been, like you've been, who don't own our time, don't have enough money, and we miss out on experiences in life because the only way we know how to make money is to sell time, right? And so I just want to get you out of the habit of always thinking about the only way you can make money is sell time. So if I can get you to think differently about how you make money, then you can get your time back. And so Jeff Bezos understood that, because I want to let you in on a little secret. Jeff Bezos no different than you, no different than me. Just a guy who had a vision nobody believed in, but he knew his job wasn't the answer. He knew he wasn't fulfilled. He knew his purpose was being abandoned, right? His purpose that he was here was to do something great, or to set himself free financially. And the guy gave up everything, sacrificed, gave up everything, took some faith steps, and took his business, opened it with barely any support, and grew it to what it is today. So I know we see the Amazon everywhere and it looks like a beautiful company, but it wasn't always that way. And so a lot of times we have to go back, stop looking at the end result, go back to the beginning and see what it took to build that. And then you commit to what it takes to build your life and transform your future. And that's all he did. He just made a decision to transform his life. And I made that decision to transform my life in 2020. And I'm sharing the same details with you, right? Because if you're at a job and you feel like, man, I'm not fulfilled, or you feel like, man, you know what? I need to make more money so I can get out of here. I can do the things I want to do. Oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to do that, but I'm not able to do it because here I am here every week. And it's depressing. It's wearing me out. I know this is not the purpose I was put on this earth, to work until I die. So what can I do? Right? And that's what this channel is about. So Jeff Bezos goes out and he figures out that we have customers, right? And so people start ordering everything off of Amazon because it's very, very convenient and it pops up at your door, right? But Jeff Bezos had a problem. He didn't have a way to deliver the products, because if Jeff Bezos jumped in the truck, he could only do one delivery at a time. Now you got millions of deliveries all around the country. There's no way it can be done. So Jeff Bezos realized Amazon realized that, hey, we need to find a way to get these items delivered without me having to be in the truck. Because a lot of you, when you think about business, and I was guilty of this myself, you always think about doing the work. That's why I'm always on here telling you, stop thinking about doing the work. Only think about getting the work done. That's a different mindset. You think about doing the work. Jeff Bezos think about who's going to get the work done. See? So I want you to think about who's going to get the work done. Because in your life, the who's going to get the work done is you. Because your boss is thinking about who's going to get the work done. And that's you, right? And so Jeff Bezos realized that, hey, if we can set up a system in different areas and we put a truck here, truck there, warehouse, and trucks. And not only that, we can use people's personal vehicles to deliver items. Now we got a winner, right? And so, and they're not directly employed by Amazon. So Amazon's not responsible for them. They can't unionize, right? They just simply use their own personal vehicle, something they already have. So Jeff Bezos said, hey, instead of us going out here buying all these trucks, when we get to the end, we'll use the planes and the trucks to distribute items to warehouses. And then we'll let the average everyday Joe come and pick that up and then take it to somebody's house, right? So again, Jeff Bezos is not on a truck. Go back, look around. Amazon has delivered millions and millions of packages, but you won't find any evidence that Jeff Bezos delivered any of them. How could this company be worth billions of dollars and this guy isn't even working hard? Again, if you work hard, it's going to be tough for you to build wealth, right? And so Jeff Bezos decided that Amazon was essentially going to become a middleman company. And all they were going to do is find customers and then who ship orders, who need order ship. And then they were going to find the average everyday person with a vehicle. And then this person would use their personal vehicle to get the orders to the customer. And Amazon would get paid every time an order was made. Make sense? And so what am I telling you? I'm not telling you have to be a $1 billion company or a multi-million-dollar company. No, I'm telling you the same blueprint that they utilize is the same blueprint that you can utilize. Jeff Bezos is no smarter than you or I, right? The only thing that made it different is he actually took the step to do the thing. Most of us, we're always hesitant. We're always living in the past. We're always concerned about tomorrow, and we never take action steps. We never step out on faith and say, you know what? I'm just going to go and I'm just going to try this. I do, and I do that a lot, right? And the reason I do it is because I think, it's just my own personal opinion, I think that dying with regret is the worst way to die. And so I don't want to be on my deathbed wishing I would have done certain things. And so I jumped out on my own, took a chance with my business in 2020, grew the business, still have the business today, while most people were telling me, hey, keep your job. Don't give up that paycheck. Get that safety, get that security, right? And those are the same people today that's calling me asking for money, for loans, right? By the way, I don't loan. If I'll give it to you, I don't loan because it just creates issues. But these are the same people today that are financially struggling because they decide to keep their jobs and play it safe. They decide to keep their jobs and look for security, right? I prefer to secure myself because I know no one cares about me and my family like I do. And so the same way Jeff Bezos found a customer, found delivery drivers who could work from home, and then Amazon became the company in the middle that connect these companies. And every time a transaction is made, Amazon gets paid. Think about that. Transaction made, Amazon gets paid. Not just Amazon, the ISP, the independent service professionals, they get paid also. So everybody's winning. It's a win-win, do it again. And so I just want to introduce you to the idea that you don't have to think about always doing the hard work. All you have to do is position yourself right here and you could be the next Amazon. No, you're not going to make billions of dollars, but that's okay. Think of what your life would look like if you made just an extra 100,000 a year, an extra 50,000 a year. That stuff would change your life. That'll put you in a better home, better neighborhood, put your kids in better schools, right? More vacations in the year, buy your time back. You can leave your job because now you make just as much on your middleman business. You don't have to work hard. So when you get older, your body's good. It ain't worn down and beaten up, right? And so this is where you want to be. You want to think like a middleman, right? You don't want to be doing all the hard work. I'll let you in a little secret. I don't like hard work. I've done it many years. I never want to do it again. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I have friends who work hard. There's nothing wrong with hard work. There may not be anything wrong with hard work for you, brother, but there's something wrong with hard work for me. I don't want to do it. You work harder, I work smarter. I'll go figure something out. You go over there and you do your hard work and wear yourself down. I'm going to sit back and then I'm going to figure out a way to get the same work done without working as hard as you. Right? And so I'm going to figure out how to position myself as a middleman, create a business, get customers, connect them to the ISPs. And when a connection is made, guess who gets paid? You. Right? So every time, say for instance, because someone reached out to get the course and to join the masterclass, and they were like, hey, I would like to do this in the painting industry. I'm like, bet, let me show you how. You're simply going to find customers who need paint jobs done, connect them to painters, service pros, and these service pros are going to go and do the work. And every time you find a customer and connect them, you get paid. A match gets made, you get paid. It's that easy. So if for instance, a painting job, the average painting job costs, let's say the average painting job is $750. Right? Because I know you guys like numbers, so do I. But if the average painting job is $750 and you decide your cut, your deposit commission is going to be 20%, then what does that do? So out of $750, right, your deposit commission is going to be what? $150. Right? So out of that, if you decide I'm going to take a 20% deposit commission out of every job I schedule before I send it to the service professional, then guess what I'm going to do? My deposit commission is going to be 20% on whatever I book. That 20% out of $750, if that's the average job, I know there are more. I know some painting jobs could cost thousands. I got that, but I'm just going to stick with the low numbers for the average job, right? A small job, $750. All right, so I'll book the job at $750, then I'll capture my $150, which goes into my account, right? And so now, whether the customer calls, texts, or emails me, I've made a $150 deposit that goes into my account. I don't have to go out and do the work. I've only talked to the customer for 10, 15 minutes max just to get some details, and I still made $150. And if the customer's emailing or texting me, I'm not talking to the customer at all. We're just chatting, right? And I made $150 without having to leave my house. And then all I do is pass that information to my ISP network. You got an ISP network. These are all painters, right? And so all I have to do is once I capture the info, I just pass the info to one of these painters. They're going to pick it up. Money's in my account. I've been paid. This money is good to go. The ISP is happy because they have a job and they get paid, right? Same thing as Amazon does. Instead of finding a customer who needs paint, they find a customer who's ordering something, needs something, and they order it. As soon as the order is made, Amazon sends the info to the shipping headquarters, and then an independent service pro, this time a delivery driver, picks up the package and delivers it. So think about it. Where is Jeff Bezos in all of this? Why isn't Jeff Bezos on his trucks? Why isn't Jeff Bezos the one delivering? Because Jeff Bezos knows this that you don't know. And that is hard work doesn't always pay off. Hard work keeps you small. Hard work keeps you tired, keeps you exhausted, right? Keeps you busy, keeps you hurting, keeps you from the life you deserve. I don't know about you, but I recognize that one day I ain't going to be here. I would love to live a long, long time, but one day I'm not going to be here. And so that leads me to think about leaving wealth for my kids and my family. I know I can't do it on a job. I've got to do something else to get that wealth, and I got to get it fast, because people always say, well, get rich quick scam. You better hope you can get rich quickly. The real scam is staying broke forever, staying broke for the rest of your life. That's the real scam, right? So somebody said, after training, how fast can you start making money? That's a good question. I've had one of my students, because I'll tell you guys something. And I was thinking about it earlier today, and I was looking at the amount of people that enrolled in the course, and I'm like, all right, how much longer? I was talking to my wife. I was like, I don't know how much longer I'll be able to offer this, but I really think it's valuable and I want to give it. But as we start getting more and more students, I know I can't do it every time. So, but if you start the course, right? So you make it through the course. What I like to do is I like to give you about a week to do it. And then after a week, you and I, me and my students, we do some one-on-one training, right? And then the students are always able to get in touch with me. So whenever you come out of the training, for whoever asked that question, whenever you finish the training, and again, it's a 6+ hour training. That's why I give you about a week. And you can go over it as much as you want to, you get access. But as soon as you come out of the training, you're going to have all the information you need to start day one. So I've had students that get started the next day. In fact, one of my newer students just reached out to me on text message and said, hey, book my first, what's the industry? Moving. So he chose the moving industry. I always tell you can do any industry, but just do one at a time for now so you can learn your industry. And then, hey, within the next 6 months, if you want to do 2, you want to do 3, it's up to you, but learn the first one so you can know how the business works. And you just take the same model and just keep going. But take your time. Don't be in a hurry. The money's going to be there. I promise. I made 77 grand my first year, and I didn't even know what I was doing. So I know the money's going to be there for you, because you're going to be better than I was, because I had no one to help me, no one to teach me. And so, but I've had students, to answer your question, I've had students start the very next day and start booking the very next day. So when you come out of the class, you'll already know how to set your business up. You'll already know your industry and your business name. You'll get those things. You'll already know how to get a customer. First thing you got to do, you got to get a customer, right? So you'll already know how to get your customers. You'll already know how to get your ISPs. So you'll come out of the training with the full understanding of, how do I build my service professionals? How do I get them? How do I communicate with them? How do I get an agreement in place with them? You'll have all of that. You also, hey, let's go get our first customers. Well, how do I get my customer? No worries. We teach you that. So you'll learn how to advertise, promote your business, get your customers, right? Customers are going to come to you. Now, what do you say? What do you do? Well, you got to have a script. We teach you that. So you'll be able to use our script, and you'll be able to pretty much use it as a template. And because I send out all the templates to all the students. Hey, here's what we have. Go through it, get the parts you need, get rid of the parts you don't need, use it for your own brand. So you'll have the script. You'll be able to connect with customers, get the customer scheduled. You'll know how to take your payments. You'll know how much to take, right? And you'll have all those things done. So once you finish the course, you'll be ready to get a customer, and then ready to dispatch it to a ISP, because you'll have your ISPs. So that's how easy it is. Again, this ain't hard. Believe it or not, even though Amazon's a big business, it's really not hard. It's a simple concept. Same thing I'm teaching you. Get customers, get service professionals to do the work, get paid. I'm just going to teach you how to book, take a deposit, and dispatch. You're going to book the customer. You're going to take a deposit. You're going to dispatch. Somebody said, if I register in Texas, will I be able to advertise my business in all states or only in Texas? That's a great question, man. Y'all have some really good questions that make me have to dig into my archives to bring out this good stuff. And by the way, you better get your questions in now, because I'm about to get off. So one of the things I talk about, I don't know if you guys heard on one of my videos, The first industry I started in was a moving industry, right? So I started booking jobs for moving industries, for moving companies here in Texas, and I would take about $150 on average. Sometime a little more, sometime a little less. There were some days when I was first starting out, I didn't know what I was doing. I was taking $50 deposits. I didn't know, and I just started working it up more and more. And then there were days I was taking $500 deposits, right? Some days my business made 15, 1600 in my first year. Some days it made 300. Not bad. I'd take 300 without having to go to work, right? And so $300 a day, even for a small business for the whole month, still 9 grand, right? So I'm just saying, and I was only working Monday through Thursday because we had kids, and then I spent time with the family on weekends. I just couldn't answer my phones, and I would miss calls all the time. I could have made more money than that, the God honest truth, but I was missing calls all the time because we had the babies, and I'm like, hey, look, there's no way this baby's screaming. Weston was young. I was like, Weston is screaming. There's no way I could pick up this phone and talk to a customer. But you guys are blessed today because you don't have to always talk to the customers. You can email the customers and text the customers. In fact, they want to talk less and text and email, and you can book them that way, and we'll show you how to do that. But yes, you can answer. You can advertise your business in all states where you have an ISP, because whatever industry you're in, if it's a service industry, you're going to have somebody there, obviously. So one of the examples I'll give you is that even though I'm here in Dallas and my moving service only books moving jobs here in Dallas, I also have a cleaning service that's in Jacksonville. Now, I don't live in Jacksonville, but I registered it in Jacksonville, and I get customers for home cleaning in Jacksonville. And I don't live in Jacksonville. In fact, I haven't been to Jacksonville in probably 10 years, right? So, and I have a cleaning service there. I really could have picked anywhere, but I started connecting with cleaners there quickly. And so I was like, all right, this is where I'm going to start. Now, next month, I might have a cleaning service in Colorado. So you can set your business up everywhere. I'm glad you asked that, because if your business is making $5,000 in one city, imagine what happens if you do it in 5 cities. Now your business is all over the place and you're making money. The only thing you need is the ISP to do the work, and then you go get the customer, right? That's all you do. That's all Amazon does. Amazon sends the work to the people who have the vehicles who already want to deliver packages. They just go get the customer, send the orders to them, get paid every time a match is made. And so you're going to essentially do the same thing. Somebody said happy, what was it, President's Day? Yeah, absolutely. Same to you. And but again, that's the best way to go about setting up the business. And wherever you are, as long as you're registered there, you can do business there. So it's super easy, super simple. It's not hard. It's not complicated. It's the same game plan that Amazon uses. I'll go as far as to say this: it's the new way to make money. And you're at the beginning of the wave, right? So eventually, at some point, everybody's going to be trying to do this, because they're going to sit back and they're going to figure out, wait, Amazon does this. They're worth how much? Millions, billions? Uber does this. They're worth billions. Lyft does this. Instacart does this. Airbnb does this. They all do the same thing. They find customers, connect them to someone who's willing to do the work. Uber finds a rider who needs a driver, and Uber gets paid. Airbnb finds a person who has a home who wants to rent it, somebody who wants to rent it from them, and Airbnb gets paid. Instacart finds somebody who needs groceries, and then they find somebody who's willing to go pick them up and deliver them. Instacart gets paid. It's that easy. It's not hard. It's super simple. So again, this is very, very easy. I hope it made sense to you. If it didn't, I apologize. I probably didn't do a great job of explaining it. It does make sense to me. It's changed my life. Hopefully something I said will bless you and change your life. And so let's see. Last question says, when I send out a low paying jobs to the workers, know how much they charge. Something happened. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of not letting people know all the details. The reason being is because an app like Dolly, they don't care if you come back or not. So they don't care. So they're not thinking long term. So if you go out and a mover performs a job, it doesn't matter to them if that mover comes back or not. Right? So the mover goes out, helps somebody, does the job, and find out that hey, they took a lot out of this, and we're not making a lot, and then that ISP potentially gets pissed. Don't go back. They don't care, and so they're not thinking long term. Now, when you set up a business this way, like mine is, you want to have a relationship with your crew because you don't want to be changing crews all the time. You want to have like a core of 10, 12, 15 good companies where whenever you get work, all of these companies are good and they're willing to go out and do the work. And you know these companies aren't going to be a problem. They're going to do great on the jobs. And then what's that going to do for you? Excellent reviews, which means what? More customers are going to start finding you organically. And now you might make $150 instead of making it 2 times a day. Let's say it doubles and you make it 4 times a day. Just four. Four customers is not a lot of customers, but it's a lot for you if you make it $150 every time you schedule one. So now you got $600 a day. You might work 5 days a week. Now you got $3,000 a week, $12,000 for the month. You're over like 150 for the year. That doesn't make you rich, I'll admit, but it will change your life. You won't feel inflation. You won't even talk about inflation. It won't bother you. Gas prices won't bother you. Food won't bother you. Nothing's going to bother you. You'll be free to do whatever you want to do. That's a guarantee. But you guys have to break away from the paycheck mentality to do this. And you got to make up in your mind that I'm going to do what it takes to change my life, right? And that starts today. If you want to get the link to the free training, just write Zoom in the comments. And if you want to skip all that and go right into the masterclass, then write Middleman in the comments. Click Get the Masterclass. It's going to go up in price very, very soon because I cannot coach everybody. So right now, if you get in the masterclass, you do get some one-on-one coaching. Soon that's going to end, or it's going to be very, very expensive to do that because I'm not going to be able to do it to everybody. But that is my gift back to you. For joining the masterclass, I'm going to give that back to you, right? So hit Zoom or go ahead and hit Middleman if you want to get the link and get right into the class, which I encourage. And then we'll go from there. At least you'll know you'll have some one-on-one with me. All right, guys, I got to go. Be blessed. Everybody have a wonderful, blessed day. Tell somebody else about the channel if you don't mind. Share the content. And look, change your life. Do the same thing Jeff Bezos and all those guys do. Start by creating a middleman business, changing your life. You want to know how to do it? I'll teach you. See you guys later. Peace.